Hi there, I'm Collette from New Zealand. I'm going to do a short video tutorial for you today showing you how to do a little bit of highlighting. There are 3 recommended methods. I'm going to use the Posca pens. These are acrylic ink pens which are pretty much an acrylic paint in a really runny form in a pen. You can use that, or you can use gel pens, or the other alternative is a gouache paint, which is a thick, opaque, watercolor type paint. But Posca is probably the easiest to use. And the other item we're going to use today is just a simple Q-tip. That's just for blending it out a little bit. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to start off with a little picture here of grapes. Now I want you to imagine each grape as being a 3-dimensional item. I know that can be quite hard. I've just drawn a sphere here so that you can get the impression of what I'm trying to talk about. So like this is the area here that would be highlighted because the light's coming in from that angle, and that throws a shadow down below there. So anything under there would have shadow on it, and also around here because the light can't see that part. So just quickly with our Posca, if we're going to have our light coming down from here, the same as the other picture, we would do our highlight around about here. Bring in your Q-tip and just very carefully blend out the edges. And when we're looking at the other grapes, this one here is going to be underneath that one there. So the highlight is probably going to be a little bit more different in its shape. This one up here is probably going to have a larger area that you see, and that one as well. So we'll just do those quickly. Whereas ones like in here, they won't see any light at all. That one there I'm going to actually leave with no light on it. So I think it's far enough underneath that we need to not worry about it. So that's going to give you just a general idea of how to highlight there. If we're going to do highlights on the leaves, we have a look and see where the darker areas are. Up through here we've got a lot more light going on. So we do the same sort of thing and then just blend out carefully the edges with your Q-tip. Okay, so that's a basic way of doing that. Now keeping in mind that your light may be coming from a different source. So say the light's coming from this direction, then we need to change where our light is showing on here. So our example would be more like this. So this grape, for instance, that's in a darker area, will actually have a larger light to it. You see the Posca, because it's an acrylic ink, it actually is very opaque, and that will help keep that highlight on there, unlike coloured pencils which don't have that same effect. So you can see the light coming through from this angle will hit that side. Oops, we better do that one a bit more too. And this one where the light's coming from that angle, the light is hitting onto the grapes that way. Now if we were going to do accenting, for example, I've just got a picture here, that's the cancer scarves that I did for a book. We wanted to like show this scarf here as having some highlighting. We would go like, again, look at it as a 3-dimensional object, so the middle part there is higher towards you than the outer parts. So we would just highlight in the middle there. Again, use your Q-tip just to blend out a little bit. You can see that brings it out and makes it look more 3-dimensional. Keep them all like in a row when it's material like this, for example, because it's going to have the light source hit it in the same way, unless it's all scrunched up, of course. We want to put some accents in here because you can use your highlighter or your Posca pen for highlighting as well as some accents. So say on the Starry Night one we want a few little extra stars, you can just dot them in there where you see fit. And it's your choice where you put those. You can see that sort of brings that white back in there that you may have wanted to keep, but the areas are too small to actually do anything with. I'm going to do that on a dress picture as well, just so you get the concept. So on this one I might want sequins, so I'll just pop them in the darker areas so that they show up nicely. But pretty much that's just how you do it, and I hope that this little tutorial has helped you understand a little bit more on how to simply highlight or accent your artwork and just bring out that third dimension a little bit better. Thank you for your time. See ya.